Yo! And welcome to, well, it's an essentials tutorial. I didn't really want to make this one because it's so easy to do, and it's not really related to Renegade X in any way other than the camera that we use. But this is all about the end game camera tracks. It's extremely easy to do. It's all done through Kismet. So through Kismet we actually need to add an event called end game. So game end, end game, game end, same thing. And basically when the game ends, this happens. Something will happen. So what we need to happen is a matinee, but it's very, very important that we put in a delay. So I'm going to put an action in, got a misc, and there's a delay. This delay has to be at least 4 seconds, so no longer or no shorter than 4 seconds, because it needs to be more than 4 seconds for everything to kick off. So game ends, 4 seconds, cameras start rolling. That's it. That's basically it for the Kismet. There is one special thing that we need. And that's called RX Cam. It's in actor classes, common, camera actor, RX endgame camera. Oops, I have that selected. I shouldn't have that selected. So here's our camera. It's very important that you set the camera first. So I want my camera here. It doesn't matter where it is in my map. All depends on where you want the camera to be. It's nice to put it around the bases, tunnels if you have tunnels, and anywhere there's high traffic. It's just nice to put it there. So I'm going to untick this because this little button allows you to lock to actor. Then the actor gets locked to your viewport, so wherever you're looking, the actor will look. It's great for cameras, but it can be a pain in the ass. So we want to go into our matinee now that we have our RX camera in. And we want to add it, so we want to add a camera group, so a new camera group. Don't have to name it, but I'm going to name it Endgame. And that automatically adds this actor to this because I had it selected. To prove that, let's go into Kismet, and there it is. Don't need Kismet anymore other than tweaking it at the end. So we're going to use a 5-second camera track. Basically every second on here is going to be a movement. So we already have our first keyframe in for this camera, so we don't need to mess around with that. In fact, I pretty much implore you not to change the first keyframe, otherwise things start getting messy. I want to put in my second keyframe, and I'll lock this to my viewport so I can move it over here, and I'll put it here. In fact, that's FOV. I don't want FOV. I lied. Go away. So let's come here. Go to a second. Add in a camera. Move it over here. You can do this manually without using this tool, but you can kind of see the track, the yellow track. It's important that you end the track basically by right-clicking this, insert mode, and put it to constant. What this will do is it will actually stop the track here, and if I put in another track and move the camera over here, right, and then come off this track and move it to 2 seconds here, and move it over here, maybe put it down a bit, whatever. Right click this, put it to intro constant, come off this. You can see this dotted line. This dotted line means a transition period basically. So it means this camera will not follow this path, but it actually does follow the path, if you know what I mean. It will follow the path and it will directly pop up over here. It won't show any of this over here. It'll just go bang bang boom. makes any sense. So let's just play this. Bang, do. And you can add as many in as these as you want, and you can control the actual length of the track. So this might be a bit fast, so we can change how fast this goes with this play rate. This play rate doesn't actually affect how fast the frames are. It just affects how fast the track is moving. Basically how fast the camera moves around the map, around the level. It's also if you want to like mess with rocks and stuff. If you want to move rocks up and down or stuff up and down with Matinee, you can control the speed of them with this. So this I'm just going to put to the 2 times speed. This works in percentages basically. 2 means 2 times the speed, 3 is 3 times the speed. So let's go back to our Matinee and let's play it. Still bloody fast. So I'm going to put this to 10. Oops, not 0.2, sorry. So it was going faster. Play this. Oops, that's a bit too slow. 0.5. And there we go. We can control the speed like that. And that is it for endgame camera. There's nothing else I can tell you about it other than use this RX endgame camera and use a constant at the end of the camera track. You could technically put the camera and spiral it around, but there's nothing else you really want to do with it. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Ta-da.